Prehistoric Finland animation depicting early human settlements in Finland, showcasing hunter-gatherer lifestyles and the gradual transition to agriculture. Viking influence illustrations of Viking expeditions to Finland, highlighting trade networks and cultural exchanges between Norse and Finnish peoples. Swedish rule visual timeline showing Sweden's control over Finland from the 12th to the 19th centuries, with emphasis on the integration of Finnish lands into the Swedish kingdom. Christianization dramatic reenactment of the introduction of Christianity to Finland, with scenes depicting the construction of churches and the spread of Christian faith. Swedish-Finnish War animation illustrating key battles and events during the Swedish-Finnish War of the late 16th century, culminating in the Treaty of Tevsina. Great Northern War visual timeline depicting Finland's involvement in the Great Northern War between Sweden and Russia, leading to the Treaty of Nystad in 1721. Russian rule illustrations of Finland's incorporation into the Russian Empire in 1809, highlighting cultural autonomy and the rise of Finnish nationalism. Finnish national awakening dramatic scenes of cultural revival and nationalist movements in 19th-century Finland, with emphasis on the publication of the Kalevala and the birth of the Finnish language as a literary language. Finnish independence movement visual timeline showing Finland's struggle for independence from Russian rule, with key events such as the 1905 Senate Manifesto and the 1917 Declaration of Independence. Finnish Civil War animation depicting the Finnish Civil War of 1918, with scenes of conflict between the Reds and Whites and the aftermath of the war. Independence dramatic reenactment of the Finnish Declaration of Independence on December 6, 1917, with jubilant crowds celebrating in the streets of Helsinki. Interwar period visual montage of Finland's interwar period, showcasing cultural achievements, economic development, and political stability. Winter War animation illustrating the Winter War between Finland and the Soviet Union in 1939–1940, highlighting Finnish resistance and international support. Continuation War visual timeline showing Finland's involvement in the Continuation War against the Soviet Union from 1941 to 1944, leading to the Treaty of Moscow. Post-war reconstruction images of Finland's post-war reconstruction efforts, with scenes of rebuilding cities, revitalizing industries, and resettling displaced persons. Finnish-Soviet relations illustrations of Finland's diplomatic relations with the Soviet Union during the Cold War era, including the signing of the Treaty of Friendship, Cooperation, and Mutual Assistance in 1948. Neutral Finland animation depicting Finland's policy of neutrality during the Cold War, with emphasis on diplomatic initiatives and international cooperation. Economic growth visual timeline showing Finland's economic growth and technological advancements in the latter half of the 20th century, including the rise of Nokia and the development of the welfare state. European integration images of Finland's accession to the European Union in 1995, with scenes of celebrations and the raising of the EU flag in Helsinki. Finnish language and culture montage of Finnish language, arts, music, and literature, showcasing the richness and diversity of Finnish culture. Sauna tradition scenes of traditional Finnish saunas in nature, with narration explaining the cultural significance and health benefits of sauna bathing. Education system illustrations of Finland's renowned education system, highlighting its emphasis on equality, innovation, and student-centered learning. Arctic expertise images of Finland's expertise in Arctic research and technology, with scenes of scientists conducting fieldwork and innovative projects in the Arctic region. Environmental conservation footage of Finland's pristine nature reserves and sustainable forestry practices, with narration emphasizing Finland's commitment to environmental conservation. Helsinki aerial views of Helsinki, Finland's capital city, showcasing its modern architecture, vibrant cultural scene, and bustling waterfront. Lapland stunning footage of Lapland's wilderness and northern lights, with scenes of reindeer herding and traditional Sami culture. Finnish cuisine images of traditional Finnish dishes such as Karelian pastries, salmon soup, and rye bread, with narration explaining the ingredients and culinary traditions. Ice hockey highlights of Finland's passion for ice hockey, with scenes of professional games, enthusiastic fans, and championship victories. Midnight sun time-lapse footage of Finland's midnight sun phenomenon, with scenes of the sun dipping below the horizon before rising again, showcasing the unique beauty of Finland's northernmost regions. These scenes aim to capture the diverse and dynamic history of Finland, from its ancient roots to its modern achievements, while also highlighting key aspects of Finnish culture, society, and natural environment.